Hey everyone, Ellie over here, back with some more FGO. Previously we did the Guda Guda 3 event, and now we're jumping right back into the main story with Lost Belt 2. In case you're wondering why I'm here, it's because back when I was farming and stuff at the Chaldia Gate, I accidentally pressed on the LB2 icon. But I immediately skipped and went back, so I didn't get spoiled or anything, thankfully. Oh well, let's get right into this. I tried to roll for, I threw a 10 roll for Sigurds, but yeah, I didn't get anything. Oh yes, this is where we left off from LB1. I repeat, I am a mage from proper human history. Please come find me at the following coordinates. This is Baldanders, the Wandering Sea. Wandering Sea? Wandering Sea? The Wandering Sea? That's one of the three great organizations of the Magecraft world. There's the Clock Tower in London, the Atlas Institute in Egypt, and the oldest of them all, the Wandering Sea. It was located on an island from the Age of Gods, hidden in the Northern Sea oceans. Does this mean it still exists? So there's still more people out there that didn't get bleached. Double money. Atmospheric analysis complete. Nitrogen, oxygen, argon, and carbon dioxide levels all green. The mana in the atmosphere is almost identical to levels in the 21st century. I'm not picking up any harmful trace substances either. So we still have breathable air even in this creepy, bleached world. Well, that means we can park the Shadow Border and go have a look for ourselves. What do you think, Ritsunan? Doesn't that sound intriguing? Stepping out into a world of sheer nothing in every direction? Of course it does. First we'll go out and get some fresh air, then we'll look for food. Yeah, I have no idea. You still haven't told me what the Wandering Sea actually is. Cryptic silence. Empty smile. You don't know either, do you? Of course I do, you dolt! Gordolf Music is not a man to pretend to know something he doesn't. The Mages Association isn't a monolith, I'll have you know. Just because I used to work at the clock tower doesn't mean I've ever been the supposedly living... Oh, it doesn't mean I've ever been to the supposedly living Wandering Sea in the North Sea. Oh, so you've only heard the rumors? I thought you were from some big important family, old man. Don't you call me old, Double Chin. If I must spell it out for you, then here it is. The Wandering Sea of Baldanders is the first enigma ever discovered in the world of Magecraft, and it will be the last to be puzzled out. Was it ever mentioned in stuff like Tsukihime or something? It's an island so mysterious and full of mystics that even such a gifted mage of an incredibly prestigious bloodline as myself may not even set foot on it. It's true. That all fits with what's in Chaldia's database. It says that though the Mage Association has been around since the start of the AD era, it also split into 3 branches shortly after its inception. The mages who settled in London evolved with times and focused on developing magecraft over the course of history. That faction went on to become the Clock Tower, the largest and most powerful magecraft organization in the world. Its members include the Animosphere family, the founders of Chaldea, and Mr. Gordolf here. Quite so. Here in the 21st century, the Mage Association and Clock Tower are synonymous. The next major faction is the Atlas Institute in Egypt. They're dedicated to perfecting alchemy. We actually infiltrated their headquarters once during the Sixth Singularity. Oh yeah, with Sherlock. It was a huge research complex, almost like a giant crypt, built deep underground. And as easy it was to get in, it was hard to get out. The Atlas Institute's ironclad rule is that technology created there must never leave. But Chaldea's first director was granted an exemption, thanks to the Atlas contract. The technology he was able to take from the Atlas Institute enabled him to complete Chaldea's. It was also the Atlas Institute that presented him with the Void Reality Observation Device, Paper Moon, one of the finest mystic codes ever made. I mean, like, seriously, that thing's kinda crazy. You're traveling through what? The world of imaginary numbers or something spooky like that? This is some sci-fi, high quality stuff. Indeed, they seldom poke their noses. I can't English today, like always. Indeed, they seldom poke their noses out of their little hole in the ground, but I am told they do converse with lords, albeit as little as possible. They may be a heartless bunch who only care about weapons and technology, but they can be rather useful if you play your cards right. And finally, the last faction is the Wandering Sea, the Baldanders, said to be somewhere in the North Sea. However, the most I could find about them was a brief overview, even in Chaldea's extensive files. It said that their cardinal rule is to only recognize magecraft from the Age of Gods, and refuse to accept any advancements or alterations urged by civilization. In essence, their ideology is the exact opposite of the Clock Tower's. Indeed. Excuse me. Indeed, refusing to accept progress in magecraft means refusing to accept consumer civilization. The Wandering Sea's philosophy of magecraft is fundamentally incompatible with modern human society. That is why they keep their gates firmly shut, and why they seldom add to their number. In other words, they're a bunch of old fuddy-duddies obsessed with magecraft so ancient it has to be measured with carbon dating. That said, they do open their gates just once every year to try and recruit promising new talent. But even among mages of the Clock Tower, the number who actually make it to the Wandering Sea can be counted on one hand. Do you see my point? I'm saying the Wandering Sea is every bit as secretive as the Atlas Institute, just in a different way. No one from the outside has ever been able to get the full story. The reason being, as the name suggests, the Wandering Sea is always on the move. Most who know of it believe it to be a floating island somewhere in the North Sea, but it is, in fact, the very opposite. A floating sea? The Wandering Sea's headquarters were built before the AD era began, and they never move at all. It is instead the sea in which they are located that moves around, a world unto itself in many ways. How does the sea move? Is this some spooky conceptual BS? That is almost certainly why its location still remains a secret, even in the 21st century. Land that moves around while placing mystic textures on itself. I see. That will make it its own independent singularity. Uh-huh. Yeah, so it is some conceptual BS. It would also explain how it was able to escape whatever turned the Earth's surface into an endless white desert. All this time they've been turning their noses up at us, but the moment things go south, they don't have any issue sending us a distress signal. Some successors to true magecraft, to true mystics they turn out to be. They should try taking a book from... Why do I keep swapping things? I was about to say taking a book from our page. They should try taking a page from our book. We're the ones who made it through Russia by the skin of our teeth, with no outside help. We're the ones who are currently flailing about with no plan. At least you understand the situation is still pretty dire, I guess. Given the present circumstances, it looks like the people of the Wandering Sea have decided to bend their rules in order to offer us a lifeboat. At any rate, Administrative Advisor Holmes, I have a question for you. I would like to be as certain as possible. What do you make of this? Can we trust that their distress signal is genuine? I'm afraid I can't speak to that. What do you think, Da Vinci? Could go either way from the look of it. This transmission isn't part of the clock tower's standards, but its wavelength is pretty close to the waveforms the Atlas Institute uses. Since we don't have any data about the Wandering Sea ourselves, I can't really give you a definite answer. Still, I can verify that there's definitely something to be found at those coordinates. Or these coordinates. Whatever the story is, if there's a Magecraft workshop there, I'd really like to at least check it out. I know you managed to stretch things with the materials you got in Russia, but there are still limits to what the Shadow Border can do. What I really want to do is return the whole frame from scratch, but I doubt we'll be finding much in the way of materials, considering the entire world seems to be an empty wasteland. These coordinates from the Wandering Sea would put us in the seas west of Norway. We could go through the Scandinavian peninsula, or toward north at Germany and cut across Denmark. We just left Moscow heading west, so it will take us a few days to reach them, regardless of our route. Assuming the border can convert the mana in the atmosphere into electricity, that just leaves the question of food. What if we go there via zero sail? Shouldn't it be no zero sails. As technical advisor, I expressly forbid it. Even if we are going to run into another one of those storm walls along the way, we need to stick to the surface as much as possible. But why? And did you just say there are more of those storm walls? Explain yourself, technical advisor. If there's another storm wall in our path, doesn't that mean running straight into another lost belt? I mean, The name of the arc is Cosmos and the Lost Belt. We don't have any other choice, Gordolf. The music finally came on. Not with the two big problems we're facing. First, there's a small matter of the Wandering Sea living up to its name. These coordinates they sent us are all over the place. Literally, in fact. They're in a constant state of flux. Nothing definite or precise. With coordinates like this, it would be very risky to try zero sailing there with a paper moon. So, until and unless we go to the Wandering Sea directly and force some kind of connection to it, a long-distance zero sail is out of the question. Second, and this is the real problem, we don't have the energy. Yes, Holmes so helpfully suggested converting mana into electricity as if it were a simple matter, but that can only get us so far. The conversion rate isn't efficient enough, so we'd end up spending more power than we can produce, which would make a long zero sail trip fatal. That face though. After all, no more power means no more working life support systems. And I don't know about you guys, but I sure don't want to be out in this bleached white world all by myself. Good point. The logicals we have to put up in void space do use a lot of power. At our current energy levels, I don't think the border could last 2 hours here, there. And like Da Vinci said, we don't even have the exact coordinates we need. So what? Are you saying we need to enter another Lost Belt if we're going to reach this possible hope for salvation? Where is this new Lost Belt anyway? If we use a typical world map, then the entire Scandinavian peninsula is covered by one of these storm walls. Another half a day or so of driving, and you should all get to see the closest thing to the edge of the world for yourselves. Sorry about that, guys. Had to go take care of something. I take that to mean this white featureless ground will continue until we exit Russian territory then. At any rate, we have two possible routes to the Wandering Sea's designated coordinates. One that takes us across the Scandinavian peninsula, and one that brings us out to sea via Poland and Germany. Da Vinci, in your estimation, which of these gives us our best chance? Should we go by land or by sea? I think making a sea voyage would be a lot to ask of the border. We could perhaps get through the Strait of Dover. But, to be honest, I'd rather we keep our distance from the British Isles, since we have no idea about the state of the oceans just now. So what I'm saying is, I think the overland route is the best choice you have now. Good grief. No sooner we are done with one Lost Belt than we're off to a second. Your thoughts, Miss Ritsunon? Are there any other regions we could cross? An excellent question. I want to know what's going on with the rest of the world too. What about Europe, for instance? The Scandinavian peninsula is the only place with a storm wall. I'm not seeing anything on the Greek side whatsoever. Also, I didn't mention this before because I didn't want to upset you, but I'm not seeing anything from England at all. Oh boy, oh boy. First it was like what? The sixth singularity, if I recall correctly, it was actually discovered very early on, but because we didn't have the stuff we needed or something like that, that we didn't go, English. But because we didn't have what we needed yet, we went to America first or something like that. It's always England, I tell you. Actually, Let's not go to Camelot. Tis a silly place. We need more powerful observation equipment than what the Shadow Borders got to see what's happening with the British Isles. So you're set on having us crossing the Scandinavian Peninsula then, aren't you, Da Vinci? Alright, we've come this far after leaving Moscow, so at the border's current speed, we should reach the peninsula in about 2 days. Very well then, use that time to make sure you're fully prepared. Mjolnir, if we run into anything we could use to shore up our defenses along the way, take that opportunity to stop the border and ensure everything is in good working order. Da Vinci, you look after the little demi-servant girl. I can have her follow you on the job. Holmes, come with me. We're going to the solitary confinement chamber. Solitary confinement? Mr. Gordov, does that mean? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Didn't we grab Kadok at the end of LB1? Of course, I'm going to interrogate Kadok. He should be waking up any time now. It's time for me to put my brilliant questioning skills to use. When I'm through with him, he'll have told us what the cryptos are, what Diamond is planning, everything. Mark my words. Oh yes, of course. I almost forgot to give you orders as well. Me, of all people. If you've got nothing better to do, then go help Menir with his work. Or just go up on the deck and take a look around if you like. Worry not, Miss Strittonen. I'll see to it that the interrogation doesn't evolve into violence. In fact, I have my own questions I wish to ask him. I have a fairly good idea of the crypto's goals now, and I also believe that I know to the extent of Kadok Zemlup's personal knowledge. However, there are still 2 important things I know little about. The Tree of Emptiness, and that serious light command spell of his. Granted, the latter is something Kadok merely mentioned once, and may not be that important. Uh-oh. An emergency alert! What's this all about? I thought there weren't supposed to be any more Operatniki. Operatniki? I don't know if it's supposed to be a ch or k sound. We're not out of Russian woods yet. Something approaching us at high speed. It's closing in our port side at over 90 kilometers per hour. Come on, Menir. Floor it before it catches up to us. I can't. We're just about to go uphill. The border can't go any faster. Oh crap. I'm picking up a heat signature too. What? It's an RPG. It's probably because I'm more used to associating RPGs with games than actual weapons that it took me a while to get this. Impact in 3, 2. Uh-oh. I felt that. Please tell me that wasn't a direct hit, Da Vinci. Damage report. Is the engine intact? Are we going to have to bail in the middle of this race? I'm sure the damage is negligible, and our armor is still perfectly intact. We shouldn't need to do more than wipe off the scorch mark. Pretty durable. The Shadow Border's armor is a composite of cutting-edge technology and magecraft theory. Normal weapons can't even scratch it. That's not what I'm seeing, Holmes. That blast took out one of our armor plates. Another hit like that and we'll be in deep shit. Well, never mind. I know this isn't the time to be laughing, but it surprised Holmes. Huh? Really? Holmes! Then that means... I remember now. This is the same sort of explosion I felt way back. 2 weeks ago when I was just a hapless, albeit handsome, man being shot at with an anti-material rifle. Oh, Koyanskaya? Yeah, it's her. This can only mean Koyanskaya is back to finish the job. It might really be curtains this time. Fofo! Spare us the trip down memory lane, old man. Come on, Holmes, do something. Right. My apologies. I'm not used to eating crow. Evacuate all staff in the port side hallway to the engine room immediately. Miss Kirlight and I will go and deal with this attack. On that note, Miss Kirlight. I would like you to put up a magical energy barrier in the internal hallway, so as to fend off a possible second round. I trust you're alright with that, Ritsunon? I am. Go for it, Nash. Don't worry, Senpai. I won't let them put one more scratch on the border. The hostile entity should reach the border in 50 meters. Putting up visual now. Gah, they must think they're hot stuff. Their vehicle must have impressive suspension if they're heading straight at us, though. I didn't think Russia had any race cars like that around. Alright, where are you, you little leftover Obshechniki? Let's see what you look like. What the actual hell? That's not a vehicle, it's a person. Someone is approaching us on foot. Wait, that silhouette. Holy crap. Okay, so let's get this straight. Kotomini is running and he's running up to a tank while firing an RPG. I love fate. Clergy vestments and a lost belt serpent reading. It's that priest, the one who calls himself Metropolitan Macarius. But that's crazy, like... Is this Kadok? I woke up when I thought I heard a voice calling me. It was a cold, almost brittle kind of voice. Where am I? I guess this means I'm still alive. There's a dull ache in the back of my head where I got pistol whipped. He sure wasn't playing around. Goddamn cowboy. Shouldn't outlaws be cool and laid back and all that? This shaking. Am I in a vehicle? This must be the shadow border. I try to assess the circumstances as best I can in this dimly lit place. Looks like they took me prisoner. They'd bound my hands, but now I can move around freely. The anti-magecraft cuffs they must have used on me are lying in pieces on the floor. Did I break them unconsciously while I was out? No, I couldn't have. I know I'm not capable of that. Why are the cuffs so damn cold? Did something freeze them enough to turn them brittle? Or maybe it's her feral gift to me. Ugh. That the thought even entered my mind makes me sick. Kadowana lives on! The ship lives on! I don't have time to get all sentimental. Now that I failed, I don't have the right. Of course, that doesn't mean I'm going to waste this opportunity. if I'm gonna make a getaway. Is someone attacking the shadow border from the outside? But the only ones who would do that are the cryptors. Does that mean someone's here to rescue me? No, there's no chance of that. They're here to shut me up. There's no other reason anyone would waste their time on a loser like me. Alright, I can't just sit around and wait for them to kill me. First off, I gotta find a way out of here. After that, who knows? Escaping is all I can hope for now. Once that's done, I'll just have to see where the winds take me. Damn it, there goes another one. What's the situation? Mash raised her shield just in time. That one barely did anything. Way to go, Mash. Fafo! The hostile servant is still in pursuit on the border's port side. Wait, is he about to fire again? How many rounds did he even bring with him? Not enough. Gah, I just noticed the NFF services marking on that thing. It must be one of Koyanskaya's weapons. No wonder it was able to damage the Magecraft armor. That said, it looks like that priest is all sermon and no rot. Like pearls before swine, so to gold before music, I suppose. The only one who could properly handle a modern Magecraft weapon like that is Koyanskaya herself. Wait, what? The hatch is open! Why is the hatch open? Gordolf, quick! Check the internal surveillance cameras! I think someone opened the border's hatch and got outside. Kadok escaping? There's someone on the starboard ramp. What? That can't be right. You expect me to believe someone is hanging off the side like this is some kind of action movie? Wait, that's Kadok Zemlupus. Just how many adventure crazy nuts are there out around here? I thought there was something on us. The signal's headed towards the deck now. Grr. So he's trying to take advantage of the confusion to escape? Come on, Ritsunan. We're taking that hatch and going up there too. Do not let Kadok get away. I have a mountain of questions I still need to ask him. Right. Che. You, huh? Figures you should show up. Okay guys, sorry about that again. Another awkward hiccup. Okay, so you're looking a little less dazed now. Glad to see you're back to your usual happy-go-lucky nonsense. Patsy. Looks like you're back up and at 'em too. Yeah? Guess we've both been pushing ourselves to the limit. Takes its toll though, doesn't it? I always felt the pressure before, but it's even worse now than that it's gone. Protagonist versus protagonist? Hell, I might as well have had a bag of feathers on my shoulders earlier compared to now. We both knew what we wanted to do, but we didn't really get it. Enough shit chat already, Zamlupus. Get back inside the border now, and I'll make sure you're treated fairly under international law. Trust me, you don't want to be stupid and go jumping off a moving vehicle like this. I can tell you from experience that you'll regret it. You'll end up dead and we'll have lost you. Show me that you're willing to help us, and I'd be willing to put in a good word for you with the association. You don't have to threaten me. I thought there might be a lifeboat or something out here, but there's nothing. Getting out of here was a huge pain in the ass, and it looks like it was all for nothing. Once, I might have jumped off just to spite you. Damn. But now I've got a promise to keep. I can't go throwing my life away. Nastya! Again, Kadoana ship moves on. It lives on. You want to interrogate me, right? Fine, I'll tell you everything you want to know. So easily. Just like that. That's a small price to pay for survival. At this point, I don't care what it takes to stay alive. Excellent. This makes my little insurance trip out here well worth it. It's Kotomine, I think. Teleports behind you. Turn around, you idiot! Kadok! Ouch! That sounded painful. Rasputin, you son of a... Why, if it isn't Gordolf music? How nice to see you again. You too, Master of Chaldea. Allow me to offer my congratulations on successfully taking down Russia. Let go of him, right now! I'm afraid I can't do that. I have my own concerns. You understand, of course. My job was to oversee Kadok Zemlupus' role as a cryptor, and that role has come to an end. So I thought I would give him as merciful a send-off as possible. Merciful. Right. Gah. As if Da Vinci wasn't enough, now he's gone and stabbed Kadok in the back too. That's... Oh. You know, back in the prologue, the Lost Spell prologue and all, Gordolf was being, Gordolf. But it sounds like he actually, what? Feels bad? I don't know what's the right word to say it, but he didn't like that what Kotomini did to the OG Da Vinci. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, probably. As a gentleman, I'm honor-bound to stop him, but my golf punch will never work on him. Damn it, where's Holmes when you need him? I thought he was always supposed to be 2 steps ahead. And he probably is, but with something else. Not to worry, Director Gordolf. Eliminating all of you isn't in my job description. Russia is currently my sole jurisdiction, you see. As such, I needed to handle this before it left the area entirely. I hope you can forgive the necessity of my resorting to such drastic measures, unbefitting of my age though they are. I'm afraid I lack Koyanskaya's ability to move between lost spells. I'm limited to getting around the same way you do. As a middle manager of sorts, I'm not able to go to the next lost belt without the foreign god's permission. And Koyanskaya can. Why? Foreign god. Intriguing. Would you be so good as to tell us more, Metropolitan Macarius? I'm sorry I'm late, Master. Huh? Kadok? Now then, I'd best be on my way. I hope you won't mind my saving the answer to your question of our next meeting, Sherlock. That face, though. Oh, actually, let me just take a... So I just took a screenshot of that pure Yorokobe face and sent it to a friend. Oh, but before I go, I would at least like to put a stop to this false name you've been using for me. My true name is Rasputin, Grigory Rasputin. That said, I confess that the spirit origin doesn't belong to me. I'm simply borrowing it from a dead man. I did use all that long ago, my dear priest. My concerns are more fundamental in nature. Where did you acquire that dead man? In proper human history, Kotamine Kire's body was cremated. So how did you come to take possession of a dead man without a body? Oh, I'm sure you'll figure that out sooner or later, Sherlock. That is, after all, what you do. You once called incineration of humanity a mythological murder case. In which case, go ahead and label this attack the same way. Ask yourself who committed this crime, and how. Once you have arrived at the answer, we will meet again. When that day comes, I look forward to you accusing the culprit in person. Father Rasputin has made off with Kadok. What should we do, Senpai? Maybe if we turn the border around now. Don't bother. We'll never catch up, and we can't risk going back to Russia. We'll just have to give up on interrogating Kadok Zemlopus. This was my fault. I should have considered that someone may pursue us. Rip. Damn it. I can't believe I got knocked out again. Sneaking up on people and stabbing them is kind of your thing, huh? I think my heart actually stopped for a while back there. Indeed it did. If it hadn't, do you really think Holmes would have let us escape so easily? No, if he had realized you were still alive, they would have come back to retrieve you. I couldn't let that happen. Not after Kirstaria asked me to bring you back to Olympus. Is that so? Well, it doesn't matter either way. Yours is your time, Rasputin. Who? Whether Caldia kills me or Wodaim does it, I'll be just as dead. Now that I've failed, I don't belong with either of them. I'm just going to be an example to the other cryptors. What? What is it? If you got something to say, then spit it out, father. Apologies. I was just thinking how easier my job would be if Gestaria was that sort of person. At any rate, it's clear what's going to happen to you. You may have lost your right to run a Lost Belt, but you still have your Sirius Light. That command spell belongs to our god. As long as you possess it, your life does not belong to you alone. You no longer have the option of throwing your life away, Kadok Zemlopus. Your fate is to have every last bit of your soul squeezed out of you, until the day you die. Rip? Okay, so that was it. So guys, that's it for today. We're just doing the prologue, and then we'll jump right into the main story, or the main Lost Belt. So, I hope y'all have a nice day and stay safe. Bye!